Sri Chakra Varadacharyam Shuddha Sattva Guruttamam Srinidim Raghavam Vande Hyamara Karunakaram Nithaya Vetram Anjasa Swamauli Vettanavrite Prabodha Mudrikam Vahan Pramoda Puri Tantaraha Satotra Sutra Satkara Paro Jagata Yatpura Yatindra Bhashya Manditam Tadatra Bhati Shobhanam. Namaskaram to all. Now we all embark on a virtual journey to the epic battlefield of Kurukshetra, where Pandava army 7 Akshauhini is assembled on one side, 11 Akshauhini Kaurava army on the other side. In the middle of the battlefield, Arjuna breaks down in his chariot and Lord Krishna starts instructing Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. In that Bhagavad Gita, we have experienced and imbibed the first 6 chapters so far. 2 days upanyasams, but 1/3 only covered so far. Day 1 we saw 2 chapters. First chapter is Shravanadhikari, the plight of the listener. Our mental turmoil is represented as Arjuna's mental turmoil. Second chapter, Than Moha Shamanam, IPS formula as solution for all our mental turmoils and conflicts, identity, performance and self-reflection. Then the third chapter, Karma Yoga Kartavyatvam. You have to choose Karma Yoga over Jnana Yoga. It was shown in the third chapter. Fourth chapter, Karma Yoga Avantara Vedaha. What are all the types of Karma Yoga? As the question came on day 1, you will get the full answer today. That person questioned about the various types and layers of Karma Yoga on day 1. I requested that person to come every day because she will get answers step by step on each day of Upanyasa. So in 4th chapter we saw the types of Karma Yoga. 5th chapter, Karma Yoga Antargata Jnana Vipakaha. The maturity of Jnana, knowledge part within Karma Yoga, it was covered in the 5th chapter. And the 6th chapter, Yoga Abhyasa Vidhi, how to perform yogic meditation. While concluding the 6th chapter, Krishna made a remark. Arjuna, there may be many yogis who perform yoga to attain Kaivalyam, self-realization or Atma Sakshatkaram. But there is a great yogi, one who realizes that Bhagavan is the indweller of Jivatma, realizing that Bhagavan is the soul of the soul. He is the indweller of the soul, realizing that one who engages in continuous, incessant, devotional, loving meditation towards Bhagavan is the greatest of all yogis. So the path shown by Krishna is, first, you adopt Karma Yoga. It will take you to self-realization directly or via Jnana Yoga as well. After attaining self-realization, don't stop with Jivatma. Realize that Paramatma is within Jivatma and engage in constant, incessant, devotional, loving meditation on Paramatma. That Bhakti Yoga will take you to liberation. This is so far. We have seen summary. Now we proceed to the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. The 7th chapter is popularly called, or Swami will answer.
Jnana Yoga.
Yes, usually the 7th chapter is called Vijnana Yoga, Jnana Vijnana Yoga. But the appropriate name given by our Acharyas is Pratibuddha Pradhanyam. The name of the 7th chapter is Greatness of the Greatest Devotees. There are many devotees. There are great devotees. Some people are called the greatest devotees. Greatness of the greatest devotees is highlighted in the 7th chapter, Pratibuddha Pradhanyam. So without further delay, Kurukshetra, battlefield, Pandava army, Kaurava army, in the middle, Arjuna's chariot with the flag of Hanuman. Krishna is instructing the 7th chapter, Pratibuddha Pradhanyam, greatness of the greatest devotee to Arjuna. Krishna starts, 3rd shloka, Manushyanam Sahasreshu Kashchit Yatati Siddhaye Yatatam api siddhanam kashchit mam veti tattvataha. O Arjuna, among many thousands of men who are fit to perform Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga, among many thousands of such men, only one person performs Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga till the end and attains self-realization. Among thousands of people who are fit and qualified to do Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga, among them only one performs till the end and attains self-realization. Others, they become dropouts. They adhere to Karma Yoga for 4 days or 5 days. Now we have listened to Bhagavad Gita. 4 days we will have a Josh. We will follow. Then we will leave it. This is the case of many thousands of people. Among them, one only will follow it till the end and attain self-realization. Point number one. Now, point number two. Among many thousands of people who attain self-realization, only one realizes that there is Paramatma within Jivatma and engages in Bhakti Yoga, loving devotional meditation to the Paramatma who is the indweller of Jivatma. Others, they will get satisfied with Jivatma itself. We will settle for Jivatma. No need of Paramatma. They will just enjoy, experience Jivatma and they leave out Paramatma. They stop with Jivatma itself. This is the second level. Now third level. Among many thousands of devotees who engage in Bhakti Yoga, meditation towards Paramatma, among them only one seeks moksha or liberation from Paramatma. Rest, even when Bhagavan appears to them in their Bhakti Yoga meditation, they will ask for wealth. Oh Bhagavan, give me money, give me wealth, give me good positions in this world. Some other people, they ask for Atma Anubhavam, Kaivalyam from Bhagavan. There is a state called Kaivalyam, permanent experience of one's own self. It is called Kaivalyam. Even when Bhagavan appears, they ask for, please give me Atma Anubhavam, I will get that and go away. So even if Bhagavan appears, sir, sound please, it is reduced. Could sound increase? Okay, thank you. Koncham slight check. Okay sir, thank you. So even among Bhakti Yogis, even when Bhagavan himself gives them darshan in Bhakti Yoga, they will ask for wealth, they will ask for Atmanubhavam and go away and don't seek liberation. So Krishna says, just see those three levels. Among thousands of people entitled to do Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga, one performs till the end and attains self-realization, rest are dropouts. Among thousands of people who attain self-realization, only one realizes that there is Paramatma within Jivatma and engages in devotional meditation, Bhakti Yoga. Among thousands of people who engage in Bhakti Yoga, only one person realizes that, oh, there is God within Jivatma. So we have to serve Him, we have to attain Him. That is true liberation and go for moksha liberation. Others they meditate on Bhagavan, receive wealth or Atmanubhavam from Bhagavan and then they do not seek liberation. This is the case. Now Krishna asks Arjuna, you have asked me to explain whatever is good for you. So don't think that I am speaking about self-glorification. Because now Krishna is speaking about his own glories. Arjuna may think, oh, he is speaking about his own glories. No, you have asked me to teach you what is good. So I am doing my duty. The fourth verse of the 7th chapter, Bhumirapo nalova yuhkammano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme binna prakriti rattadha. Arjuna, please note that all the insentient matter in this universe we call achit, that without knowledge, insentient matter, they all constitute my body. Bhagavan is the indwelling controller of all the insentient matter in this universe. 5th verse, in the same way, apareyam hitastvanyam prakritim viddhime param jiva bhutam mahabaho yayedam dharyate jagat. Similarly, the sentient souls, jivatmas, they also constitute my body. Now what is body? We say that the earth, the entire universe, matter, insentient matter is Bhagavan's body. Sentient souls are also Bhagavan's body. What is body? What is the definition for body? Ramanuja gives a beautiful explanation here. Because if we say that a body is a congregation of head, arms, legs, everything, a congregation is body. If you go by that definition, will snake's body fit into that definition? It has no upper limbs, it has no lower limbs. Okay. When you say that a congregation of these limbs constitute a body, will a toy or a play toy that become a body? Because it also has a head, it has hands, it has legs. That play toy, a doll, will not become a body. Then what is a body? Ramanuja gives definition. Yasya chetanasya yadravyam sarvatmana swarte niyantum dharayitum cha shakyam tat cheshataika swabhavam tattasya shariram. An object which is supported by a sentient being, controlled by that sentient being, inseparable from that sentient being and existing for the glory of that sentient being, that object is the body of that sentient being. Can't understand? Okay. Now apply this for our body. We all have knowledge, right? Vedas say we have knowledge, so we will accept it. We all have knowledge. We are sentient beings. This body is supported by us, controlled by us, inseparable from us till our death, and exists for our glory. This is our body. Similarly, all Jivatmas and the entire universe are supported by the Lord, they are controlled by the Lord, they are inseparable from the Lord, and they exist for the glory of the Lord, so they are the body of the Lord. This is scientific explanation given by Ramanuja, which holds good for this biological body as well as spiritual body. If you say souls and matter are body of God, the same definition. Controlled by, supported by, inseparable from, and existing for the glory of a sentient being. That object is body. Our body, controlled by, supported by, inseparable from, existing for the glory of a sentient being. This is our body. The entire earth and all the souls are the body of Bhagavan. Now Arjuna said, Krishna, please wait. I am waiting for 15 minutes. You are speaking only dry philosophy. No jokes. No anecdotes. 15 minutes of dry philosophy. So, to change the course, I will ask you a doubt, Arjuna said. Okay, what's your doubt? Krishna asks. Arjuna asks a logical question. If you are the indweller of everything and every object, every person, every creature, everything is your body, then why are we unable to see you within everything? If you are existing within everything means, we should be able to see you. We are unable to see you within any object. We are unable to see you within any soul or any person. How can you say that you are within everything? Krishna answers in the 13th verse, Tribir Gunamaye Bhavaihi Yebis Sarvam Idam Jagat Mohitam Nabhijanati Mamedhuf Paramavyayam. Arjuna, people are all too much attracted and attached towards worldly pleasures. They get bewildered by worldly pleasures. That's why they are unable to see me who is within everything. Even people who go for Kaivalya or Atmanabhavam, they get carried away by the enjoyment of soul, so they don't see that I am within that soul. So people who are attached to all these worldly pleasures, they are too much attached, too much focused and bewildered, baffled by those worldly pleasures. They get carried away, therefore they do not see me existing within each and every object. Just take for example, if a person is engrossed in using his mobile phone, he won't know whatever is happening around him. Even during upanyasans, if some person takes out cell phone and start using that cell phone, everybody will get diverted towards that person using cell phone. Because we will also see, he is using cell phone. What is he doing? Leave alone others. Even the speaker, he will start, oh, that person is using cell phone, but I am unable to use for the next 2 hours. Once when I was doing a discourse, a person seated on the first row, usually we establish eye contact with people sitting in the first row only, because that eye contact will give us some confidence to move further in the discourse. Person sitting in the first row, he was operating his mobile, he was scratching. He can't use biometry anymore, that much he scratched his mobile phone. My attention got diverted towards him, and I of course conveyed indirectly in my discourse itself, but he didn't get better. He continuously used that mobile phone. A lot of distraction to everybody. Finally, somehow, I concluded the discourse. I went to him. I requested him, oh sir, you are seated in the front row. Why should you use mobile phone like this? I get distracted. He showed the phone. I am listening to your discourse only in that mobile phone you see. I asked him, I am speaking here. Why should you listen to my discourse in the mobile phone? He replied beautifully, you spoke better in that discourse than on this stage. That's why I am listening to that discourse in the mobile phone. Now I have to reply. I have to give a savage reply. I told him, during that discourse which was recorded on YouTube, Nobody like you sat on the front row and used the mobile phone. That's why I spoke better. In this discourse, you took out your cell phone and you were operating cell phone. I got distracted. That's why that discourse was better than this discourse. I repeat. So why I am telling you is, just a single mobile phone, it diverts our attention from everything. Once my friend told me, if I have mobile phone in my hand, I can know everything happening around the world. If I have mobile phone in my hand, I can know everything happening around the world. I replied, if you keep that mobile phone down, you can understand what is happening around you in your home. So this being the case, if you are too much involved in worldly pleasures, you forget that Bhagavan is the indweller of everything. If you get carried away just by the enjoyment of Jivatma, you fail to recognize that Paramatma is the indweller of Jivatma. Now Arjuna asks another logical question. Krishna, wait. Okay, you say that people are carried away by material desires. So they leave the bliss of enjoying you. But how will any sane person do that? Who will ignore and leave the great bliss of Bhagavad Anubhavam for this petty, useless worldly enjoyment? I'll even take the case of Atma Anubhavam. For the lowly Atma Anubhavam, when compared to Bhagavad Anubhavam, Atma Anubhavam is lowly. For these petty worldly pleasures, who will sacrifice Bhagavan? Will a sane person do that? This question was asked by a devotee to Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. A devotee went to Ramakrishna. He asked, "Oh Guru, you are a great tyagi," he said. Why? Ramakrishna Paramahamsa asked. That person told him, "You are a great tyagi because you have sacrificed the entire world for the sake of God. You have sacrificed the entire world for the sake of God. You are a great tyagi." Ramakrishna replied, "You are a greater tyagi, man, because you have sacrificed God for the sake of this world. So you are even better tyagi than me, because I sacrifice only petty worldly desires. You sacrifice great bliss of Bhagavad Anubhavam for the sake of worldly desires. So you are a greater tyagi." Now Arjuna asks, who will sacrifice God for the sake of these worldly pleasures? Krishna answers, 14th verse, "Daivi hyesha gunamahi mama maya duratyaya mamevaye prapadyante maya me tam tarantite." Krishna says, that's the power of my maya. Here maya doesn't mean illusion. The potency, Shakti of Bhagavan. Bhagavan's Shakti, what does it do? It hides the true nature of Bhagavan from our minds. We are unable to realize the true nature of Bhagavan as it is concealed by Bhagavan's Shakti. At the same time, that same Maya, that Prakriti, Bhagavan's Shakti, it creates an impression in our mind that the world is full of pleasures. Our life, it is to watch TV, drink tea, eat tiffin, 3 teas. Eat tiffin, drink tea, watch TV. That's all life. This kind of impression is created by this Maya or Prakriti, which is Bhagavan's Shakti. So it baffles people. That's why they get confused. They think that, oh, these worldly pleasures are eternal. They are not transient. They will exist eternally. Thinking so, people forget Bhagavan and engage in worldly pleasures. The only way to get rid of this Maya is, the only way to get rid of this bewilderment is surrender into Bhagavan. Mamevaye prapadyante. Krishna says a beautiful formula. If a person imprisons you in jail, only the person who is in charge of the jail can release you from the prison. Similarly, my Maya has confused you. I alone can release you from them. So surrender to me. That's why great souls surrender to Bhagavan. They understand the reality of this universe. They understand the nature of the universe, nature of Bhagavan, nature of themselves, and then they engage in Bhakti Yoga. Now Krishna adds 4 kinds of great souls. Resort to me and perform Bhakti Yoga. There are 4 kinds of devotees. I told you right, day 1 we had a 4. Day 2 we had a 4. Because IPL season we should have boundaries, right? Day 1 4, day 2 4, now day 3 4. 7th chapter, 16th verse. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sugridinorjuna arto jignasur artharthi jnani cha bharatarshabha. Now Krishna says there are 4 classes of devotees. Who are they? First, Arthaha. 2, Artharthi. 3, Jignasu. 4. Jnani, Artha, Artharthi, Jignasu, Jnani. 4 types of devotees. Who are they? Artha means a person who tries to regain his lost wealth. He was a rich person, but he came from rich to rags. Now he wants to reclaim his lost wealth. He is called Artha. Artharthi means he wants to acquire new wealth. He is a poor person, wants to acquire new wealth. I will give you one example, but please take the example with a pinch of salt. Don't take it in the literal sense. Artha means the hero of a Rajinikanth movie. He will start as a rich person. By interval, he will come from rich to rags. Then the second half, he will sing one song and then become a rich person. He is Artha, trying to regain lost wealth. Artharthi is the hero of MGR movie. He will start as a poor person. During the climax, he will become rich. He wants to acquire new wealth. He is Artharthi. So Artha, he wants to reclaim wealth. Artharthi wants to acquire new wealth. 3. Jignasu. Jignasu means one who wants to experience the soul, Jivatma, permanently. He doesn't want Paramatma. He doesn't want worldly pleasure. He wants to enjoy himself, that Jivatma alone. He is called Jignasu. He is interested in himself. I want to experience myself permanently. Now the 4th kind of devotee is Jnani. He wants to attain Bhagavan. He wants to attain God and experience His attributes. Enjoy doing divine service to Him eternally. That devotee is called Jnani because he knows about himself well. He knows about Bhagavan well. He wants to attain the Lord, serve Him, experience the joy of serving the Lord and experience His attributes. So he is called Jnani. Now we have got 4 classes of devotees. First person seeks lost wealth. Second person seeks new wealth. Third person seeks himself, Atmanubhavam. Fourth person wants to attain Bhagavan and serve Him eternally. Now the 17th verse. Among these 4 classes of devotees, who is the greatest? Do you remember the title for this Adhyaya? Pratibuddha Pradhanyam, the greatness of the greatest devotee. Now I have come to the topic. Maybe my speech might be like Shane Warne boring. It may be going towards wide line, but it will turn and hit the leg stump. So we have come to the topic now. If you try to shoulder arms thinking that it is a white ball, it will turn inward and hit the sticks. So the greatness of the greatest devotee. We have got 4 classes of devotees. Who is the greatest? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 6 lost wealth, 2, 6 new wealth, 3, 6 Atmanubhavam, 4, 6 divine service to Bhagavan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who is there? 4. Why? If you answer, you have to substantiate. Why is the 4th class of devotee the greatest? Krishna gives a beautiful logical answer in the 17th verse. Tesham jnani nitya yuktaha eka bhaktir visishyate priyohi jnaninotyartham aham sacha mama priyaha. Krishna says a very, very logical answer. The other 3 devotees, lost wealth, new wealth, Atmanubhavam, till they attain their desired fruits, they will be associated with Bhagavan. Once they get their desired result, they will say Tata bye bye and go away. Because they want wealth or Atmanubhavam, that's all. Once they got the desired result, they will say Tata bye bye to Bhagavan and then go away. But the 4th person, Jnani, during his journey also, he meditates on Bhagavan and associates with Bhagavan. In destination also, he attains the same Lord and serves Him. Others get associated with the Lord during journey, but say Tata bye bye when they reach destination. But Jnani alone gets associated with the Lord both during the journey and during destination. Therefore, Krishna says, He loves me so much, I love Him so much. Atyartham, it cannot be described in words. Here, Artha doesn't mean meaning. Here, Artha means words. My love for my devotee is beyond words. My devotee's love for me is beyond words because we are always associated with each other. Krishna further adds, Udara sarva evaite jnani tu atmaiva me matam astita sahi yuktatma mameva anuttamam gatim. See, Krishna himself puts a disclaimer here. Because in the previous verse he said, no, jnani is the greatest. Then we may think, oh, then the other three are lowly. No, udaraha sarva evaite. The other three are also great, but jnani is the greatest. Why people seeking money or people seeking self-realization can be considered great? What do you say? Can they be considered great? Yes, because when compared to atheists, at least they believe that there is a God, they believe that He has compassion and power, they believe that if I pray to Him, He will bless me with something that's much, much greater than atheists. So, they are also great. But the greatest devotee is Jnani. Krishna says that Jnani is Jnani tu Atmaiva. He is my soul, Krishna says. Arjuna said, Krishna, I understood only one point in your Bhagavad Gita. You are the soul of all. You are the indweller of all. From day one onwards we are listening. Bhagavan is the soul of the soul. This body, it has individual soul, Jivatma, and Lord Krishna is the soul of the soul. He is the Paramatma. He is the soul of everybody. Now Arjuna says, what? Please repeat Krishna. Jnani tu Atmaiva. This Jnani, that devotee who seeks me alone, who is associated with me during journey as well as destination, he is my soul. Hey Krishna, Vedic philosophy is you are the soul of all. How can he be your soul? Krishna says, Me matam, this is my philosophy. Vedic philosophy says Lord is the self of all. Krishna philosophy says devotee is the self of Krishna. Arjuna says, no, this I can't accept. How can your devotee be your soul? Krishna answered beautifully, can you live without soul? Can you live without soul? I cannot live without my devotee. Oh Arjuna, I cannot live without my devotee. So he is my soul. Because 19th verse, Bahunam Janmanamante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. Arjuna, it is very, very, very rare to find that kind of a devotee who says, Vasudeva is everything for me. Bahunam Janmanamante. He has to take a lot of punya janmas, a lot of virtuous births. At the end of those births only, ultimately, he realizes Vasudevaha Sarvam. Vasudevaha Sarvam doesn't mean that everything is Vasudeva in this universe. That anybody can understand. But this Jnani says, Vasudeva is everything to me. Just like Nammalvar, Unnum Soru, Parigu Neer, Thinnum Vetchilagum, Yellam Kannan. Everything for me is Lord Vasudeva. He is my sustainer, He is my nourisher, He is my enjoyment. Dharaka, Poshaka, Bhogya. Dharaka, sustainer. Poshaka, nourisher. Bhogya, enjoyment. Everything is Bhagavan for me. Means, it is Bhagavan. Destination, it is Bhagavan. My Lord, He is Bhagavan. My parents, it's again the same Lord. Everything to me. So, it is not everything in the universe. It's everything to me. Vasudevaha Sarvam. Iti Mahatma Sudurlabha. Krishna says, with tears in his eyes, I am searching for that kind of a devotee, Arjuna. Even I am unable to find that kind of a devotee who says, Vasudeva is everything for me. So, he is the greatest of all great devotees. We have to develop that kind of devotion. Anyway, whatever benefit you seek out of that Bhakti Yoga, you can attain. That's the essence of the 7th chapter. So, the essential matter conveyed here is, whether you look for wealth, or if you look for Atmanubhavam, or if you look for attaining Vaikuntham, Moksham and service of the Lord, you can do Bhakti Yoga. Lord Krishna, our Bhagavan, He is capable of giving all those benefits. Just like a huge shopping complex, they say you can buy anything from hairpin to aeroplane here. Likewise, those shopping complexes carry the name of Lord Narayana only. What is the names of shopping complex? Mall. He is Thirumal. That is empty mall, this is Thirumal. So he is a great mall. You can get anything from him. If you need wealth, that too lost wealth or new wealth, he will give you. You need Atmanubhavam, he will give you. You need Moksham, he will give you. This is conveyed in the 7th chapter. Now let us move on to the 8th chapter. The popular name of 8th chapter is Akshara Brahma Yoga. But the appropriate name given by our acharyas is, please note, you will ask a question in this. Everybody will ask a question. The name given is Trividha Adhikari Vedya Upadeya Vibhagaha. 3 types of devotees. How many types of devotees? 4 types. But the name of this chapter is Trividha Adhikari Vedya Upadeya Vibhagaha. 3 types of devotees. Hey, is it not contradictory? No. Those 4 types of devotees can be grouped under 3 umbrellas. Wealth seekers, self-seekers, God seekers. Because whether it is new wealth or old wealth, both are seeking wealth only. So they are grouped as Aishwaryatis. Those who seek self-enjoyment, self-realization, they are classified as Kaivalyatis. Those who wish to attain Bhagavan, they are classified as Bhagavallabhatis. So, to put it in simple English, wealth seekers, self-seekers, God seekers. So they come under 3 umbrellas. Now, what will be the destination for these 3 people? This is explained in the 8th chapter, very simple chapter, 8th chapter, 8th verse. Krishna tells Arjuna, the first person, wealth seeker, Aishwaryati, he engages in Bhakti Yoga. He meditates on the same Bhagavan Lord Sriman Narayana. But how does he meditate? Krishna says, Abhyasa Yoga Yuktena Chetasa Nanyagamina Paramam Purusham Divyam Yati Partha Anuchintayan. While meditating on the Lord, this wealth seeker, he meditates that God possesses lot of wealth, God possesses lot of wealth. Wow, infinite wealth, immense wealth. He has a lot of wealth in his Vaikuntham. His focus is more on wealth than God himself. He thinks that, wow, in Thiruvananthapuram, Ananta Padmanabha Swami, they are opening the lockers, locker 1, locker 2, locker 3, locker 4, it is coming. In Tirumala, the hundi, it is counted. Wow, how much money? God has got lot of money, God has got lot of money, please give me some money. So his focus will be more on the wealth possessed by the Lord than the Lord himself. This is the way of meditation of Aishwaryati, wealth seeker. Now coming to Kaivalyati. Omit Ekaksharam Brahma Vyagaran Mamanusmaran Yaprayati Tyajan Deham Sayati Paramam Gatim. Now this Kaivalyati, self-seeker, he meditates on Bhagavan. How you know? Bhagavan is always pure. Bhagavan is blissful. He is full of knowledge. Pure bliss knowledge. Pure bliss knowledge. Pure bliss knowledge. Because he wants to attain Jivatma, the soul, which is pure, blissful, full of knowledge. So to attain the soul which is pure, blissful and full of knowledge, he focuses on that single aspect of Bhagavan alone and meditates on him. But the third category, the God seeker, when he meditates on Bhagavan, that Jnani, Bhagavallabhati, Ananya Cheta Satatam, Yomam Smarati Nityashaha, Tasyaham Solabham Partha Nitya Yuktasya Yoginaha. But that Jnani alone, who wishes to attain Bhagavan and serve him, he meditates on the Lord in entirety. He meditates on the essential nature, Swarupam of Bhagavan, his divine body, Rupam, his essential attributes, Kalyana Gunas, his Vibhutis, all paraphernalia and retinue. He meditates on everything and he attains Bhagavan himself. So, in the pattern of Bhakti itself, you can realize Aishwaryati, the wealth seeker, meditates on the wealth of Bhagavan. Self-seeker meditates on the purity and knowledge of Bhagavan. But the real God seeker alone meditates on the full form of Bhagavan. Now, what will be their destinations? One person seeks wealth. One person seeks self. Another person seeks the Lord himself. What will they attain? In what truth do they attain? That's further explained in the same chapter, 21st verse. Now let us go to Kaivalyati, self-seeker. Avyaktokshara ityuktaha tamahu paramam gatim yaprapyana nivartante tadhama paramam mama. This Kaivalyati, who wants to attain and enjoy the self, reaches a stage, reaches a place called Kaivalyam, which is neither there nor here. It is neither Nitya Vibhuti Vaikuntham nor Leela Vibhuti material universe. It is intermediate state, just like we say Trishalku Swarga. Likewise, he reaches a place, there he enjoys his Jivatma for a long time or eternally, as the case may be. He goes there and keeps on enjoying his Jivatma. He won't get Paramatma Anubhavam, he won't get this worldly pleasures, he will just enjoy that self, will go to Kaivalya Sthanam. But the devotee who meditates on the Lord to attain the Lord himself and serve him, what will happen to him? 24th verse. He will travel in the path called Archiradi Marga and attain the Lord's abode called Vaikuntham, and he will never return back. He will serve the God eternally there. Agnir Jyotir Ahashuklaha Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayata Gachanti Brahma Brahmavido Janaha. Agnihi, first he goes to the world of Agni Devata, Agnir Jyotihi, Agni the flame. First he proceeds from this world. At the time of death, the Jivatma leaves this body and goes to the world of Agni Devata. Agaha, from there it goes to the world of the daytime Devata, the Devata which is in charge of Agaha, daytime. And then Shuklaha, the world of the Devata of Shukla Paksham, and then Shanmasa Uttarayanam, the world of Uttarayana Devata. So, this person who attains Vaikuntham, Moksham, who meditates on God in entirety, he seeks Kaikaryam, devotional service to Bhagavan. He goes in the path of Agni. Agni is called Archis. Since it comes first, it is called Archiradi Marga. First Agni comes. He goes to Agni Devata Loka. From there, daytime Devata Loka, from there Shuklapaksha Devata Loka, from there Uttarayana Devata Loka, he proceeds to Vaikuntham. Here we have to clarify one important thing. What is the clarification? You can move to the next chapter, because the most contagious thing is yawning. Do you know what is the most contagious disease? Yawning. Because if one person yawns in the Upanyasam, everybody will start yawning. And researchers have found out that yawning frequency is directly proportionate to their compassion. If you are more compassionate to your brethren, the more frequently you will get yawning transferred to you. But actually this chapter is very, very important. Why means we have to know our destination. Without knowing in what path we are going to travel, how can you embark on a spiritual journey? That's why the 8th chapter, it may not give you goosebumps, it may not give you high moments, but this information loaded 8th chapter is very, very essential, because everybody is interested in knowing what will happen after death. Where will we go after death? That's being discussed here. The person who meditates on Atma, meditates on Bhagavan, to attain Atma, he goes to Kaivalya Sthanam. But one who wishes to attain Bhagavan himself goes in the Archiradi Margam. The thing to be clarified here is, most of us think that the person who wishes to attain Moksham or liberation should die in daytime, Shukla Paksham or Uttarayanam to attain Moksham, because it is mentioned here, Agnir Jyotir Ahaha, Shuklaha, Shanmasa Uttarayanam. So, is there a necessity that only if death happens during Uttarayanam, Shukla Paksham daytime, he will attain moksha? If it happens in Dakshinayanam or Krishna Paksham or night time, he may not attain moksha. Is it so? No. Actually, he goes via the lokas of the deities who are in charge of daytime, Shukla Paksha and Uttarayana. Doesn't mean that death should happen in that particular time. To explain this, a great Mahan named Tereludurandam, he used to narrate one story. A person from Chennai goes to Madurai in a bus. He gets down in Madurai bus stand at night 1 a.m. He wants to go to his friend's home in Madurai. Can we go at odd hours? 1 a.m. Can we go to our friend's home? So he waited in the bus stand till sunrise and went to his friend's home by 6:30 a.m. But let me ask you one question. If you own a house in Madurai, what will you do? Anytime, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., anytime you can go. If you are going to other person's home, you should look for time or odd hours. If you are going to your own home, you need not look at the time. For devotees, Vaikunta is our own home. We can go to our home at any time. So, great devotees, whatever time they breathe their last, they can attain Vaikunta. This is a classical example to remember. Whatever time he may die, he will pass through all these lokas and attain Vaikuntham. They will never come back to this worldly realm. That's more important. Tatra prayata gachanti brahma vido janaha. They attain Parabrahma, Bhagavan. They will not come back to this cycle of worldly existence. Now the third case, one person is remaining. Who is he? Wealth seeker. They are the majority. Self-seekers are minority. Bhagavan Labharti is minority. Wealth seekers are majority. Where will they go? 25th verse. Dhumo ratris tatha krishnaha shanmasa dakshinayanam tatra chandramasam jyotihi yogi prapya nivartate. This person who meditates on the Lord to get wealth, he will go in the path called Dhumadi Marga, the world of smoke deity, the world of deity for night, the world of the deity for Krishnapaksha, the world of Dakshinayana deity, and he will go to Chandraloka, the abode of moon. In Chandraloka, he will experience all wealth, whatever Aishwaryam he wanted, he will experience everything in Chandraloka. After that experience, he will come back to this worldly existence and take subsequent births. So, self-seeker goes to Kaivalyam, that's all. Bhagavan seekers, God seekers, they go to Vaikuntham, they never return. But wealth seekers enjoy wealth and come back to this universe. Then their karma continues and their cycle of births will also continue. This is the destination of three types of devotees. Why Krishna explains all these things is, which path should we choose? Usually if you enter some city name in Google Maps, it will show you three paths. You can choose anyone. Now Krishna has shown three paths, but three different destinations. Now which path should we choose? Self-seeker, God-seeker, wealth-seeker. Which should we choose? God-seeker. How should he engage in Bhakti Yogam? That's explained exclusively in the 9th chapter. Now the 9th chapter is, you want to perform Bhakti Yoga to attain the Lord, serve Him eternally, experience His attributes. How should you do Bhakti Yogam? That's why the name of 9th chapter is, that name Rajavidya Rajaguhya Yoga is there in Gita itself. Actually Krishna himself in the 2nd verse of the 9th chapter says, Bhakti Yoga is Rajavidya and Rajaguhya. Vidya means a type of knowledge. Rajavidya means king of knowledge. Of all knowledge forms, Bhakti Yoga is the king of knowledge, Rajavidya. Rajaguhya, Guhya means secret. This is the king of all secrets. So it is a royal knowledge, royal secret. King of all knowledge, king of all secrets. But the name of this chapter given by our acharyas is Saprakaro Bhakti Yoga, complete elucidation of Bhakti Yoga. Our acharyas consider this chapter as the heart of Bhagavad Gita. Because totally how many chapters? 18. Midpoint is heart. So the 9th chapter is the heart of Bhagavad Gita. In that the last verse, 34th verse of 9th chapter, Manmana Bhava, it will start. That is the central teaching of Bhagavad Gita. Because if you observe, that will be the central shloka. 9 adhyayas here, 9 adhyayas there, in between. That 9th chapter, 34th verse, Manmana Bhava Madbhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vaishyasi Yuktvaiva Matmanam Madparayanaha. Another verse on the same lines will come in the 18th chapter, 65th verse, Manmana Bhava Madbhakto Madhyaji Mam Namaskuru Mame Vaishyasi Satyam Te Pratijane Priyosime. So that is a central theme in Bhagavad Gita. This chapter is the core of Bhagavad Gita. Say for example, this entire chapter is like the heart of Bhagavad Gita. In that, the 34th verse is like the left ventricle of that heart. It is the most important part of the heart of Bhagavad Gita. Now we enter into the 9th chapter, which is called Saprakaro Bhakti Yoga. The entire elucidation of Bhakti Yoga along with all its limbs, all its components. A beautiful explanation of Bhakti Yoga. It is the 9th chapter. Now Krishna starts with one Upadesham for Arjuna. Arjuna, while doing Bhakti Yoga, again keep in mind one thing. What is it? God is the indweller of all. You are repeating it right from day one. Yes, you all remember, but Arjuna may forget. That's why Krishna remains. Please keep in mind, whatever insentient matter you say, I am within it. souls, sentient jivatmas, I am within them. Please remember the 4th verse of the 9th chapter. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagad avyakta murtina matsthani sarva bhutani nachaham teshu avastitaha. Arjuna, I dwell within every object. I dwell within every soul. But they depend on me for their existence. I don't depend on them for my existence. In other words, I carry them, I support them from within. They do not carry or support me. Is it logical? How? If an object is outside, the outside object will support the object which is inside it. An object which is inside cannot support the object which is outside. Can you understand? If I bring a suitcase full of cash, suitcase alone supports the cash. Cash cannot support the suitcase because suitcase is outside, cash is inside. But Bhagavan says, I am inside, but I support everything which is outside. Is it right? If I bring my purse full of cards, those cards are supported by my purse. That cards cannot support my purse. Right? And how can Bhagavan who dwells within can support all the objects which are external to him? Is the question right? My Acharya used to give one example to teach this. Take the case of a cyclist and a cycle. Does the cycle support the cyclist or cyclist supports the cycle? Who supports whom? Superficially we think that cycle is below, cyclist is above. So cycle is supporting the cyclist. It's not the case. If the cyclist loses the balance, cycle will fall down. So even though cyclist is located up, cycle may be down. The cyclist who is above the cycle controls the cycle which is below him. Similarly, God who is within us controls everything which are outside of him. That's how I control everything. They are dependent on me. I am not dependent on anything else. Now, realizing this, Arjuna, you have to engage in Bhakti Yoga. Now, Krishna teaches about the hallmarks of a devotee. If a person is devotee, what kind of actions he will do? 14th verse. Satatam kirtayanto ma yatantascha dridhavrataha namasyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yuktaha upasate. My devotees, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam, they always chant my names, Krishna, Narayana, Vasudeva, they will keep on chanting my names with the voice soaked in emotion, with their hearts melting with devotion and their eyes full of tears, horripilation, goosebumps, Gen Z language goosebumps. With goosebumps all over their body, they meditate on me and they sing my names. Yatantascha dridhavrataha, they do archana, they worship me in my temples and they do all kinds of service to him with firm grit and determination. Namasyantascha mam bhaktya, with utmost devotion, they do namaskaram to me. Usually when we say namaskaram, we say the namaskaram of men is sashtanga, ashtanga namaskaram. For women it is panchanga namaskaram. Because men do full prostration. Women, they bend their kneel down and then bend their back. That's female namaskar. But Ramanuja in his commentary has pointed out an interesting point here. Men should perform full prostration, no doubt. Women should kneel down and bend. That's how they have to do, because the uterus which carries the child and breasts which feed the child are considered very divine. They should not touch the ground. That's why female should kneel down and then bend. But Ramanuja says they have to do as it is, but both are Ashtanga Namaskaras. In other words, both should be Ashtanga Namaskaras. How? Right from the beginning you are confused. 1 hour into the discussion. How both be the Ashtanga Namaskaras? Any idea? Both are Ashtanga, Ramanuja says. Any idea? Huh? No. Ashtanga means offering 8 limbs to Bhagavan. What are those 8 limbs? Now Ramanuja gives the description in Gita Bhashyam. Please look into this Bhashyam, 9th chapter, 14th verse, the commentary of Ramanuja. Very, very interesting fact. Bhakti bhara avanamita mano buddhi abhimana padadvaya karadvaya shirobihi. 8 limbs should fall down. 1 padadvaya, your 2 feet. It holds good for both male and female, 2 feet. Karadvaya, 2 hands, both male and female. 1 head, both. How many? 5. 2 legs, 2 hands, 1 head. Mano buddhi abhimana. Mind, intellect and ego should fall. If your mind doesn't fall at the feet of the Lord, if your intellect, buddhi doesn't fall at the feet of the Lord, most importantly, if your ego does not fall at the feet of the Lord, there is no use in performing namaskaram at all. So, whether the person may be a male or a female, a man or a woman, while performing namaskaram to the Lord, 2 legs, 2 arms, head, mind, intellect, ego, all the 8 things should be surrendered to Bhagavan. In what way? Achintita, Pamsukardama, Chakaradike, Dharatale, Dandavat Pranipatantaha, Attangaihi. Dandavat. You know what is Dandam? Usually my teacher used to scold me with that word only. Dandam means a stick. If a stick loses support, what will happen? No, the place is muddy, the place is marshy, full of dirt, so I will fall at some other place. Will the stick say so? Whatever place it is, if it loses support, it will fall down. Similarly, you should not say when Bhagavan comes in front, I am wearing new dhoti, the soil is marshy, I can't fall down here. You should not say so. Dandavat, just like a stick without support. Whenever you come across a great soul, Acharya or Bhagavan, you should just fall down immediately. One more thing is there. If the stick falls down, will it get up automatically? No, we have to place it upwards. Similarly, only if that person wishes you, after receiving Ashirvadam only you have to get up. We in our mechanical life just fall down as if we got skipped and immediately we get up and go away. That's not true. This is given by Ramanuja. See how you can apply Gita Bhashyam in your everyday life. When falling, irrespective of the place, you should fall down. Only when that person, in case of Bhagavan, we fall down, pray and then get up. If you offer that namaskara to Acharya, till he says get up, you should fall down. That Ramanuja did that in his life. When his Acharya Goshti Purna, Tirupottiur Nambi came to Srirangam, he was standing on the banks of river Kaveri. It was 12 noon, under the sunlight, the hot sands in the banks of river Kaveri. Ramanuja prostrated to his Acharya. Acharya didn't say anything. Ramanuja was lying till his Acharya said get up. His disciples felt as if a flower rose was getting roasted in a oven. Ramanuja's body was feeling so much of heat and pain, yet he offered that salutation. The reason is different, let us not go into that. Why I am saying is, Dandavat Pranipatantaha, that kind of namaskaram we have to do. And then, Nitya Yukta, we wish to attain God and be in eternal association with Him. Upasate, considering themselves as servants of God, they perform worship, bhakti yoga towards Him. This is the hallmark of a devotee. So he will be singing the names of Bhagavan with devotion and emotion. He will be meditating on his divine form and performing service with conviction. And he will perform namaskaram as if a stick without support with all 8 angas and strive to attain the Lord, attain eternal association with Him. This is the hallmark of a devotee. Now Krishna proceeds, 22nd verse. If I get that kind of a devotee, I will take care of his yoga kshema. A very well-known verse, 22nd verse of the 9th chapter. Ananya chintayanto mam yajana pariupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yoga kshemam vahamyaham. This is the motto of LIC, Life Insurance Corporation. They have given yoga kshemam vahamyaham. What is yoga kshemam? What is yoga kshemam? Yoga means attaining. Kshema means retaining. Yoga is attaining. What you haven't got so far, if you attain it, it is called yoga. Kshema means after attaining it, you have to retain it. That is called Kshema. Now Krishna says, Ananyas Chintayantoma. My devotees don't seek anything else other than me. Ananyaha, Anya means something different. They don't want anything different from me. They want only myself. Take the case of Prahlada. Lord Narasimha, after appearing from the pillar, destroying Hiranyakashipu, he asked Prahlada, "Oh child, what boon do you want?" Prahlada said, "I am not a businessman, I am a devotee," he said. "What are you saying?" Narasimha asked. Prahlada said, "Only a businessman will exchange devotion for boon. Exchange is the policy of businessman. I am your devotee. My love is unconditional. I don't want anything from you. If I seek a boon unintentionally from you, O Lord Narasimha, if I seek a boon, it will amount to saying that I rate that boon more than your darshan. Once you have given me darshan, what else should I ask from you?" "Nothing," he said. But Narasimha said, "No, Prahlada, I have got a name called Varadaraja, giver of boons. If I go back without giving any boon, my name will get spoiled. That's why please ask for some boon." Prahlada said, "Kamanam Hritya Samrogam." Okay, you give me one boon. I should not ask any boon hereafter in my life. Give me as that boon. I should not ask any boon hereafter in life. That is Ananyas Chittayantoma. They don't want anything else. They want only the Lord Narayana, Lord Krishna. I want you only. Those kind of devotees, Ye Janaha Paryupasate. Again, Ramanuja gives the explanation. Paryupasate means Paritaha Upasate. They are engaged in complete meditation on God in His entirety, because wealth seeker meditates on God's wealth alone. Self-seeker meditates on God's purity alone. But these devotees, Paritaha Upasate, they meditate on the Lord with His essential nature, form, attributes, vibhutis, His paraphernalia, retinue, everything. A complete form of worship they do. Tesham Nityabhiyuktana. They want to be in eternal association with me. Abhyukta means association. Nitya Abhyukta means eternally associated with Bhagavan. They wish to attain that state. For them, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyanam. I will take care of their yoga and kshema. What is yoga? What is kshema? Yoga is attaining a new thing. Kshema is retaining that. What do they want to attain? Moksha and service to God. I will ensure that they attain that. I will also ensure that they retain that. That is, they don't come back to this worldly existence. Attainment of Vaikuntha is moksha yoga. Not returning from Vaikuntha is kshema. Retaining of that moksham. I will ensure both of them. Because retaining is more important than attaining. There is one proverb. You have to run hard and fast till you attain success. After attaining success, you have to run harder and faster to retain that success. Just because a flight has taken off, the engine cannot be switched off. It has to continue to fly. So retaining is more important than attaining. In school, it is easy to get first rank, but it is difficult to retain the first rank. In the world, it is easy to get a good name. It is difficult to retain that good name. Even it is easy to attain focus in meditation. It is difficult to retain the focus in meditation. Even if you meditate. Or even take the case of weight loss. It's the famous topic. It is very easy to attain weight loss within 1 month of dieting. But it is very difficult to retain the weight loss over the next 11 months. But Bhagavan says, don't worry about attaining. Don't worry about retaining. I will ensure that you attain God and experience Him. I will also ensure that you will retain that state of moksha and never ever come back to this worldly existence. Now Arjuna asks, one possibility, the devotee will not opt out of Vaikuntha, because we have already suffered a lot in this universe, including listening to 2 hours of Venkatesh Upanyasam. We have suffered a lot. So nobody will opt to come to this world again. So we opt to attain Vaikuntha, okay. Suppose if Bhagavan thinks, no, you have stayed enough in Vaikuntha, you go back to Bhuloka. If Bhagavan says, what will happen? He will never say so. That's conveyed in the 26th verse. Krishna says, I love my devotees so much. More than what love we show towards Bhagavan, He shows immense love on us. I will never forsake my devotees. I will never leave them. I have a lot of love and regard for them. 26th verse, again very famous verse. That's why this is considered the heart of Bhagavad Gita. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhaktyupakritam ashnami prayatatmanaha. If you look at the superficial meaning for this verse, it will come as, you can offer me patram, a leaf, pushpam plus a flower, phalam, a fruit, toyam, water. If you offer it with devotion, he will accept. But Ramanuja, he introduced the word O-R-R, in between patram, pushpam, phalam and toyam. Patram or pushpam or phalam or toyam, any one is enough. So Ramanuja's commentary is sarva sulabham, easily gettable. Patram va, either a tulasi leaf, pushpam va or a flower, phalam va or a fruit, toyam va or water. If you don't have water, you can offer your tears as water, tears of love and devotion. Bhagavan will accept even that as an offering. So whatever you have, Yome Bhaktya Prayachati, but you should offer with devotion, because Bhagavan does not look at the weight of the object, he looks at the weight of your devotion. If you offer with devotion, though he is the Lord of all, though he is endowed with all riches, though he can attain anything at will, if a devotee offers something, he receives that with so much of happiness and utmost satisfaction. Ramanuja gives one example. Tatatavida bhaktyupakritam aham sarveshwaraha nikila jagat udaya dvibhava laya leelaha avapta samasta kamaha satya sankalpaha anavadikatishaya asankhyeya kalyana gunagadaha swabhavika anavadikatishaya ananda swanubhave vartamanopi manorata pata duravarti priyam prapya iva ashnami. One example Ramanuja gives. A person has been longing for some object for a long time. If that person longing for his favorite object attains that favorite object, what kind of happiness that person will get? The Lord says, with that kind of happiness, I will receive the small offering given by my devotee, because I love them so much. I value your devotion so much. Take for example, if a child becomes happy on receiving iPhone or iPad as a gift, what kind of childlike happiness it will get? Bhagavan, with that kind of childlike happiness, though he has all riches within himself, though he can attain anything at will, if a devotee gives something, give me, he receives with so much of happiness. Take the example of Kuchela. He gave one handful of beaten rice, aval, to Krishna. Receiving with so much of love, happiness and utmost satisfaction, he just rained his blessings as gold, diamond and gems in the home of Kuchela, and he transformed Kuchela into Kubera. What did Kuchela give? One handful of beaten rice. For that one handful of aval, poha, beaten rice, what did Krishna give in return? That's how I value the devotion of my devotees. So Arjuna, keep in mind the 30th verse. Apichetsu duracharaha bhajate mam ananya bhak sadhureva samantavyaha sanyak vyavasito hi saha. Arjuna, even if my devotee possesses some bad conduct, even if there are some defects in my devotee, if he excels in devotion, you should overlook those defects. You should honor him, respect him as a sadhu. Arjuna asks, what Krishna? If he possesses some bad conduct, if he possesses some defects, they will affect his devotion itself, right? Krishna answers in the next verse, no Arjuna, Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigacchati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktav pranashyati. No Arjuna, if a person is devoted to me, it becomes my responsibility to remove all his defects. So I will ensure that he becomes a dharmatma soon. I will cleanse him of all his defects, bad conduct, everything. I will ensure that he attains perfection in devotion and he attains moksha as well. Arjuna, please note one thing. This is the bottom line for today's discourse. Name bhaktav pranashyati. I promise you, my devotee will never perish. At any cost, my devotee will never perish. So Arjuna, keep in mind, if you engage in this bhakti yoga, you will be very dear to me. You have to overlook the defects of devotees, because correcting them becomes my responsibility. It's not your job. I will take care of my devotees. I will uplift them. I will ensure that they attain perfection in devotion and liberation. Now Krishna comes to the essence of Bhagavad Gita, the 34th verse of the 9th chapter, which speaks of Bhakti Swarupam. This is how you have to perform Bhakti Yoga. 5-point formula again. We have seen many point formulas so far. Now it is a 5-point formula. How? Manmana bhava, madbhakto, madhyaji, mam namaskuru, mame vaishyasi yuktva matmanam matparayanaha. 5 things. Manmana bhava, madbhaktaha, madbhakto bhava, madhyaji bhava, mam namaskuru, matparayanaha bhava. Take these 5 points into consideration. Manmana bhava, fix your mind on me. Madbhaktaha, meditate on me with love. Madhyaji, do service, kainkariam to me. Mam namaskuru, perform namaskaram to me. Matparayanaha, consider me as the goal of your life. Because our problem is we are not sure what is the goal of life. Krishna says, fix me as the goal of your life. So these 5 points, if you follow this 5-point formula, I promise you that you will attain me. Krishna's promise. 5 things. Number 1, Manmana Bhava. You think on me, fix your mind on me. What is me? One person in what situation? Me, within me, think on me, fix on me, fix your mind on Manmana Bhava, he says. Okay, me means now Ramanuja gives a beautiful interpretation, because if Krishna says me, then we have to understand what me it is. Ramanuja says, Mayi Sarveshware निखिलगेय प्रत्यनीक कल्याणैकताने सर्वज्ञे सत्यसंकल्पे निखिल जगदेक कारणे परस्मिन् ब्रह्मणि पुरुषोत्तमे पुंडरीकदल अमलायताक्षे. You meditate on Sarveshwara, the supreme Lord of the universe, who is antagonistic to all evil attributes, who is the abode of all positive auspicious attributes, who is the cause for this universe, who is the supreme Lord Parabrahman, who has lotus-like reddish eyes, who has a dark-hued cloud-like body, whose radiance matches thousands of rising suns together. He is an ocean of bliss and beauty. He has long 4 arms carrying disc, conch, mace and a lotus flower. He has a radiant yellow silk garment called Pitambaram around his divine body. He has divine ornaments like Krita, crown, earrings, shoulder girdles, kaustubhajam, bracelet, waist girdle and anklets. He is the embodiment of auspicious qualities like apara, karunya, saujilya, saundarya, madhurya, gambhirya, audarya, vatsalya, jaladho, analochita visesha, ashesha loka sharanye. He is the only refuge, only asylum, single shelter for all of us. Sarvaswamini, who is the Lord of all. Unto him. See the description given by Ramanuja, because if Krishna says, as an abstract entity, meditate on me, what me? You have to think about all these attributes of Bhagavan. First is essential nature as the cause of this universe, the Lord of the universe, the supreme principle of the universe, one who knows everything. These are all his essential nature. Then you have to reflect on his Rupam, his divine body with lotus-like eyes, dark cloud hue, everything, 4 arms, conch, disc and those divine weapons, divine ornaments, everything. And then his auspicious attributes like his compassion, his love for us, his madhurya, his sweetness, his handsomeness, everything you have to focus. So, sarvajne satya sankalpe nikila jagadeka karane parasmin brahmani purushottame pundarikadala amalayatakshe swachha neelajimuta sankashe yugapadudita dinakara sakasra sadrisha chaitasri lavanyamrita mahodadau udara pivara chadurbaho atyujjwala pitambare amala kirita makara kundala hara keyura kataka bhushite apara karunya sauchilya saundarya gambhirya audarya madhurya vatsalya jaladau analochita ashesha vishesha lokasharanye sarvaswamini Taila Dharavat Avichedena Nivitta Manabhava. Taila Dharavat. What is the Taila Dhara? Just like the continuous downward flow of oil from a container. Just like oil flowing continuously, uninterruptedly from a container, Your thoughts should flow uninterruptedly towards the Lord. This is called Manmana Bhava. See, for one word, how much explanation Ramanuja has given in his commentary. Your mind should be continuously flowing like oil flowing down from a vessel towards all these attributes of Bhagavan. Now number 2, this is more important. Mad Bhakto Bhava. This thinking should not be mechanical. It should be coupled with devotion and love. Mere mechanical. Oh, Upanishad said, I have to think about Bhagavan for 5 minutes. Okay, okay, done. No. You have to experience the joy. You have to do it with love and devotion. Atyartha madpriyatena yukto manmana bhava. Meditate on me with so much of love and devotion. Number 3, madhyaji. Do service to me. Yajanam nama paripurna seshavrittihi. Performing kainkaryam is called yajanam. Serve the Lord. Then mam namaskuru. Finally perform namaskaram to Lord. Why means Ramanuja gives a beautiful reason. We do all service to Bhagavan. We think about him with devotion. But after doing all these services, we consider any service done to him is insufficient considering his majestic glories. He is too high. We are too low. Out of respect and reverence, just bow your head down at his lotus feet. That's what we can do. Talayallal kaimarile chesi. What else can I do? I offer my head to your feet out of reverence. So, with that respect, perform namaskar. Finally, Mad Parayanaha, this is the 5th one. Consider that God is your goal. Because many people, they don't know what is the goal of life. So, the 5 things. First, you understand that you have to fix your mind on Bhagavan. 2, do it with devotion and love. 3, serve the Lord. 4, perform namaskaram to him out of respect and reverence. 5, consider that he is your goal. When I was studying 10th standard, my parents told me, you see, 10th standard is the goal of life. If you attain good marks in 10th standard, then you will get a good seat in +1, +2. They will, whatever group you ask, they will give. If you go to +1, then you need not worry about anything. You are settled in life. So I worked hard, scored 94% in 10th standard exam, and then went to +1. My teacher came, he said, 10th mark is not essential for your college studies. Actually, you have to score good marks in +2. But once you score good marks in +2, no need to worry. Once you go to medical college, you are a doctor. That's what many people think. Once you get admission to medical college, you will become a doctor. Okay, I read for +2. Scored 96 marks in the school +2 examination. You are telling your own story. Who else will tell my story? I don't have to say. Scored 96 marks. And then got admission in medical college in government quota itself. First day in medical college, a physiology professor came to the class. He said, getting MBBS seat is very easy. Actually, passing first year is the most difficult thing. Oh my God. All these days they all told me, no, just go to medical college, you are a doctor. He said, passing first year is the most difficult thing. Again struggled hard. Got first class the first year. And then went to second year. Then they said, passing the 4th year is more difficult than passing first year. This goes on and on and on. Now, we have a doubt, what is the goal of life? What are we running after? Even if you go to a job, your boss will fix a target for this month. You have to achieve this target. You will think that that is the goal of life. But if you achieve that target, your boss will give you a fresh target for the next month. So what is the ultimate goal of life? Mad Parayanaha. Understand that these are all temporary goals. The ultimate goal of life is attaining the Lord, eternally serving Him, experiencing His attributes and being in a state of spiritual unadulterated bliss. That's the goal of life. If you fix these 5 things, Mame Vaishyasi Yuktaiva Atmanam. If you fix these 5 things in your mind, you will attain me. In addition to that, for that questionnaire, now this completes the layers of Karma Yoga. You add one more thing, Krishna says. What is it? See the commentary to 9th chapter, 34th verse. Is that person layers of Karma Yoga? Is she present? Okay. Her representative is there. Okay. Now Ramanuja concludes the circle here. How? Tadevam Laukikani Sharira Dharana. See, 1000 years ago Ramanuja has written it. See his far-sightedness, what a kind of Dirghadashi he is. He knows that we may have to go for material jobs to earn our living. Ramanuja writes 1000 years ago, Tadevam laukikani sharira dharanarthani vaidikani cha nitya naimittikani karmani mat pritaye mat cheshataikaraso mayaiva karitaha iti kurvan. In addition to these 5 things, add a class called 5A. Whatever laukika job, worldly job you do to earn your bread and butter, to account your living, 10 to 5 job you do in office, right? Even that job you do within the limits of dharma. Even while doing that job, you consider that you are a jivatma, not this body. While doing that job, you develop 3 kinds of mindset. I am not the doer. God is using me as an instrument. This is not my job. This is also worship of Bhagavan. I am not attached to the worldly result. Rather, I am focused on the spiritual result of liberation. With this mindset, if you offer the result of that job also to the Kaikaryam service of Bhagavan, the 10 to 5 duty which you do in your office will become part of your puja to Bhagavan. It is a part of Bhakti Yoga. 1000 years ago, Ramanuja's commentary. So a student who goes to school, studies his syllabus properly, and also obeys the words of his teachers, and follows every rule of the school properly, and scores well in academics, co-curricular, extracurricular activities, along with good conduct, is doing academic aradhana to Bhagavan. A person who is in a worldly job, it may be an IT company here, you are working in an IT company, but if you do that job with honesty, adhering to dharma, considering that God is the doer, this is worship of God, I will offer the reward also into the Kaikaryam of Lord. With this mindset, if you work in your office, you are doing office aradhanam to Bhagavan. In home you do home Tiruvaradhanam. In office, by doing your job, you do office aradhanam to Bhagavan. So, you integrate. Many people ask me, how to integrate spiritual life and material life? Actually, you have got no 2 lives. Only one life. That is spiritual life only. You have to integrate your worldly job also into that spiritual life. So with this integration, you perform all activities, surrendering them to me. Satatam mad kirtana yatana namaskaradhikan pritya kurvanaha. With joy and love, worship me. Namaskar, do namaskar, chant my names and serve me. Mameva prapsisi. I promise that you will attain me. This is the core teaching of Bhagavad Gita. The core teaching of Bhagavad Gita is, first we start with Karma Yoga, and then via Jnana Yoga directly we reach self-realization, and then realize that God is the self of self. He is our true indweller, and then start engaging in Bhakti Yoga, devotional meditation towards that Lord. That involves 5 aspects. Focus your mind like the oil flowing continuously, incessantly, without a break. You have to focus on Bhagavan. There should be no break in between, just like continuous flow of oil. That should be with love and devotion. You should also serve Him. You should perform namaskara, prostration to His lotus feet. And finally, you should consider Him as your goal. Along with that, offer all material and spiritual activities unto His lotus feet. If you do this, I promise you can attain me. With this, Krishna concludes the 9th chapter and tells Arjuna, Arjuna, enough is enough, time is 8:25, so can you fight at least now? Arjuna said, no Krishna, how is it possible? You are asking me to meditate on you incessantly. If we try to meditate on God for 5 minutes, say 5 minutes, in 3 minutes, he will slightly open left eye, look at the watch, oh, 3 minutes have gone, 2 minutes remain. This is our plate. You are asking me to think about you incessantly. Once these YouTube reels and Insta reels were introduced, people have lost their concentration. Because they started moving from one reel to another, that disturbs your concentration. That's why while focusing also, you move from one object to another. The research people have found out. When you watch more reels on Instagram and start skipping one by one, your focus and concentration will get lost. In this kind of universe, where we are addicted to reels and not real life, How can I meditate on you incessantly? Arjuna asks. For that, Krishna gives one word answer. Listen to my glories more. Listen to my glories. The more you listen, the more you can focus on Bhagavan. Because ear is the entrance through which God enters into our hearts. God enters into our hearts through our ears. Nammalvar says, Nee en seviyin vali pugundu ennullai. Ear is the entrance. Listen, listen, listen more about me. You can meditate on me continuously. Arjuna said, then I have to listen about you. Krishna said, don't worry. I myself will narrate my glories for you to listen. That's the 10th chapter, which is called Vibhuti Yoga. And almost the same name has been given by our Acharyas also. Guna Vibhuti Anantyam. God has infinite, Anantyam means infinite attributes and infinite glories. So, if you keep on listening, because if those glories are finite, you cannot listen beyond a point. It will start get bored. But he has infinite attributes. It won't be boring for you. You can keep on listening. So, Guna Vibhuti Anantyam. Krishna says, instead of asking another person to do upanyasam about me, I will do an upanyasam about my glory, myself. That is the 10th chapter of Vibhuti Yoga. The more you listen to you, the more you realize my glories, automatically your mind will start focusing on me, Krishna says. Now, in this Vibhuti Yoga, as Krishna narrates his glories, he follows one pattern. Please note that pattern. Krishna will say, he will choose the leader of every group. He will name that leader of a group and say that, I am the indweller of that leader. For example, among luminaries, I am the sun. Among Vedas, I am the Samaveda. Among rivers, I am Ganga. Among horses, I am Ucheshravas. Among elephants, I am Airavata. Among Nagas, I am Adisesha. Among birds, I am Omkara. So what he says here is regular pattern. He refers to an entire group, but names the leader alone and says that I am the indweller of that leader. Now Arjuna gets a question. In that case, are you not the indweller of the subordinates? If he says, I am sun among luminaries, then is Bhagavan not present within the other luminaries which are subordinate to sun? If he says, I am Samaveda among Vedas, then is he not present within other Vedas, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharvana Veda? I am Samaveda, I will be happy. But other Vedic people, they will say, oh, why should Krishna leave away my Veda? They will ask. Why should Krishna choose this formula? Have you thought of it? If he says, I am Ganga among rivers, then is he not present within other rivers? Then why should he say so? Any answer? He raised his hand. No, not for this. That is Dandakara Pitaka.
It includes everything else.
Yes, of course, it includes everything else. The thing is, Krishna tells Arjuna, actually I am the indweller of everybody, leader as well as his subordinates. But the problem is, if Krishna names the subordinates, Arjuna will not be able to perceive the Lord's presence evidently in those subordinates. Because he already asked that question. You say you are within everybody, but we are unable to see you in the beginning of the 7th chapter. So, if Krishna names all subordinates, Arjuna may not be able to feel the presence evidently or obviously in those subordinates. That's why Krishna asks Arjuna to look at the glories of the leader of each group. If you look at the glories of those leaders, my presence will be evident, obvious within them. Hey, he has attained so much glories. What will say? He has attained the grace of Lord. That's why he is with so much of glory. So, when you look at the chief or the leader of each group, my presence can be evidently felt with them. In other words, if the leader himself derives glory from Bhagavan means, it goes without saying that subordinates also derive their glory from Bhagavan only. If sun himself gets his brightness from the Lord means, it goes without saying that all other luminaries derive their brightness from the Lord. If Indra himself gets glory from Bhagavan means it goes without saying that all other devas get glory from Bhagavan. If Samaveda itself gets divinity from Bhagavan means it goes without saying that other Vedas also get that divinity from Bhagavan only. So the ultimate point conveyed here is God is the indweller of everything, and whatever glory anything possesses, it is because of the grace of indweller. Some traces of his glory are evident through the glories of all these objects. That's how Krishna gives a list. I am sun among the luminaries, I am Samaveda among the Vedas, Indra among the Devas, Shankara among the Rudras, Kubera among the Yakshas, Kamadhenu among the cows, Meru among the peaks, Brihaspati among the Purohits, Skanda among army commanders, Bhrigu among rishis, Omkara among words, People tree among trees, Narada among Devarishis, Adisesha among Nadas, Garuda among birds, Lion among animals, Margasirsha among months, Prahlada among Asuras, Arjuna among Pandavas, Vasudeva among those who belong to Vrishti Vamsha, Gayatri among pure poetic meters, Vasanta Kalam, spring season among seasons. Just whatever it is, anything which possesses glory, power, beauty, majesty or splendor, they all have some traces of my power and glory. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam, 41st verse. Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam, Srimad Urjitam evava, tadeva avagachatvam mama tejomsha sambhavam. Just a fragment of my power, receiving which those traces of my power and glory can be seen in all objects. So, if you reflect on this, you will just look up with awe and wonder, wow, what kind of glory does our Lord possess? As you reflect on this, your mind will get more and more focused on me. Our problem is, whenever we wake up with cell phone only. What WhatsApp messages we have got, what are the updates on Facebook. So, our mind goes there. If you start reflecting on the attributes of Bhagavan, listen to it more and more and more, automatically you can focus and observe the Bhakti Yogam as explained in the 34th verse of the 9th chapter. Krishna concludes the 10th chapter here. Now the 11th chapter, Arjuna asked one question. Krishna, your speech was very good. Because Krishna did one upanyasam right about his own glories. Your speech was very good. But the problem is, when you give it in the audio format alone, I cannot understand that fully. If you give it as a PowerPoint presentation on an LED screen, visual aids will always be appealing to people. The same discourse, if it is accompanied by a PowerPoint presentation on an LED screen, you can enjoy more. Similarly, Arjuna says, whatever you taught so far in audio form, can you telecast in visual form? Yes, said Krishna, that is the 11th chapter, Vishwarupa Darshana. Vishwarupa is nothing but video telecast of the 10th chapter. This is what I have a program, Oliyum, audio and visual. Whatever was explained as audio in the 10th chapter will be explained as visual in the 11th chapter. That's why he can see the entire universe within him. He says, I am this among this. You can see everything within me as a visual PowerPoint presentation. The common name referred to the 11th Adhyayam is Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. Our Acharyas, again, a similar name they have given. The name is Vaishwarupya Darshanopaya. Vaishwarupya Darshanopaya. Darshan of the Vishwarupa. Now, Krishna says, Arjuna, now you can see the PPT presentation. Whatever I taught you in the previous chapter, just see here. Arjuna said, where is the screen? Yes, there is one projector there, but there is no screen. Where is the PPT? Krishna said, you cannot see that PowerPoint presentation with your physical eyes. 8th verse of the 11th chapter, Natumam Shakyase Drattum Anenaiva Swachakshusha Divyam Dadami Te Chakshuhu Pashyame Yogamaishwaram. Arjuna, for that I will grant you divine eyes now. Your physical eyes cannot see that PowerPoint presentation. Now receive the divine eyes. Arjuna receives those divine eyes. Now let us all open our divine eyes for a moment. Whatever we listened to in the previous chapter, it appears in the form of a glorious universal form. Vishwarupa means universal form, the entire universe appearing as the body of the Lord in his control. Now Arjuna sees the 11th chapter, the 10th verse. Arjuna is seeing multifold, many, aneka vaktra nayanam, anekadbhuta darshanam, aneka divyabharanam, divyanekodyatayudam, divyamalyambaradharam, divyagandhanulepanam, pashyacharyamayam devam, anantam vishwato mukham. Arjuna is perceiving something which hasn't been perceived by anybody else so far. Aneka vaktranayam, innumerable faces, innumerable eyes, anekadbhuta darshanam, innumerable divine bodies, divine forms, aneka divyabharanam, innumerable ornaments, divyanekodyatayudam, he is seeing innumerable divine weapons as well. Divya malyambaradharam, he is seeing innumerable garlands, innumerable garments. Aneka, everything is aneka. Divya gandhanulepanam, he is seeing sandal paste anointed on the body. They are also innumerable. Pashyasharyamayam devam anantam, there is no end to this Vishwarupam which is radiating on all sides. Vishwatomukam, in all directions this Vishwarupam, so many heads, so many eyes, so many hands, so many legs. Aneka bahudara vaktra netram, everything is many, everything is innumerable. That divine form with radiance radiating on all sides. How was that radiance? The 12th verse, Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhavet Yugapaduttitha Yadi Bhasadrishi Sasyat Bhasastasya Mahatmanaha. When thousands of suns, their radiance were to burst at once in the sky, that would resemble the splendor of the Great One. If the radiance of 1,000 suns were to burst at once in the sky, Divi, in the sky, Surya Sahasrasya, thousands of suns, Bhavet Yugapaduttitha, burst at once. Thousands of suns with so much radiance burst together in the sky. You will get a huge flame of fire. That kind of radiance was possessed by the Lord in his Vishwarupam. This shloka was quoted by one scientist in your country. In 1945, the first nuclear test was conducted in New Mexico, a desert, by the scientist Robert Oppenheimer. He had designed two atom bombs, Little Boy and Fat Man, to be dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki respectively. For that, he conducted a nuclear test in New Mexico. That nuclear weapon exploded in that desert. Looking at the radiance of that nuclear weapon, Oppenheimer quoted this shloka, Divi Surya Sahasrasya Bhavet Yugapaduttitha Yadi Bhasadrishi Sasyat Bhasastasya Mahatmanaha. If the radiance of 1,000 suns were to burst into the sky at once, that would be like the splendor of the great being. This atom bomb also bursts like the radiance of Vishwarupa. See, he is engrossed in Bhagavad Gita so much that he is able to quote the English translation of Gita shlokas at will. Now it is time for us to retrospect and introspect ourselves. With that giant, colossal, universal form, now Krishna commands Arjuna, Arjuna, 33rd verse, Tasmat Pamuttitta Yashoda Basva, Jitva Shatrun Bhukshva Rajyam Samriddham, Mayaivaite Nihatah Purvameva, Nimitta Matram Bhava Sabyasachi. Arjuna, now I command, you rise up to the occasion, you fight, you kill these enemies, attain fame and kingdom. This is my order. I have already determined and made sankalpam that all these Kauravas should die. It is my divine will, my plan. Arjuna, you are just a tool, remember. I have already planned everything. There is a proverb, man proposes. My friend Mr. Paski used to say, God proposes, God disposes. Then man poses, man just poses, that's all. God proposes, God disposes. You are just a tool in my hands. Kill them. Krishna ordered Arjuna. Arjuna got frightened. See the 41st verse. Arjuna seeks pardon from Lord Krishna. Krishna, Saketi Matva Prasabhamya Duktam. Hey Krishna, hey Yadava, hey Saketi. Oh Krishna, sorry, considering you as my friend, thus far I have called you as Yadava, Madhava, Krishna. Oh buddy, oh pal, oh friend, I have called you by all those names. Oh Krishna. Krishna, you have such a colossal form. Ajanata Mahimanam Tamevam Maya Pramada Pranayena Vapi. I didn't know all your glories such this so far. That's why I called you with so much of names like that. I should have called you like that. Pranayena, out of love. No, Pramada, out of Pramadam. What is Pramadam? After I finished my upanyasa, your speech was Pramadam. Pramadam means lack of concentration. Maybe my concentration was not good. Or negligence is called Pramadam. That's the actual meaning. We may use it in any sense. But Pramad, here the shloka is there. Maya Pramada, out of negligence or lack of concentration or out of love or out of friendship or for whatever reason. Sorry Krishna, I have called you by so many names so far. Sorry. Yachapahasartam asatkrishossi vihara shayasana bhojaneshu. Considering you as my uncle's son, my cousin, so I made fun of you many times in front of others as well. Oh Krishna, sorry for making fun of you. Ekotavapyachuta satsavaksham tat shamayetuam ahamaprameyam. I seek your pardon. Now I have realized 43rd verse. Pita asi lokasya characharasya tvamasya pujyascha gurugariya natvat samosti abhyadika kutonyaha lokatrayepya pratima prabhava. You are the father for the entire creation. You are the guru who teaches knowledge. You are the one who is worthy of reverence. There is no one equal to you. There cannot be anybody who is higher than you. You are the unparalleled one. You are the unsurpassed one. You are the eternal Paramatma. Now I have realized your glories. But Krishna, this giant form frightens me. You please note this point. Another important message given by Ramanuja in his commentary. 46th verse. Please get back to your original form, previous form. Kiritinam gadinam chakrahastam ichchami tvam drattumaham tataiva tenaiva rupena chaturbhujena sahasrabaho bhava vishwamurte. So Krishna, please return to your previous form, which was four-armed with conch and disc. Krishna has 2 arms or 4 arms? 4 arms with conch and disc. Shankachakra, 4 arms. That's how you were there previously. Please return back to that original form. Krishna obliges. 50th verse. He returns back to his 4-armed form. Ityarjunam vasudevasthatotva swakam rupam darshayamasa bhuyaha ashvasayamasa cha bhitamenam bhutva punas saumya vapur mahatma. Krishna returned back to his 4-armed form. What is this? Krishna has 2 arms or 4 arms? No, for Krishna. Because while Krishna incarnated as some Adbhutam Balakam, Ambujekshanam, Chaturbhujam, Shakkagadayudayudam, Devaki requested Upasamhara Vishwatman Adorupam Alaukikam. You conceal the extra arms, conceal consciousness, no 4 arms, only 2. Then how is it possible? See what explanation Ramanuja has given. Asya Sarveshwarasya Paramapurushasya Parasya Brahmano Jagadupakriti Matyasya Vasudeva Sunoho Chaturbhujameva Swakiyam Rupam. He came with 4 arms. Kamsa Bhita Vasudeva Prarthanena Akamsavadat Bhujadvayam Upasamhritam. Devaki Vasudeva requested Krishna to hide the extra arms only till the slaying of Kamsa. We are afraid of Kamsa. We are afraid that Kamsa may harm you. Till you kill Kamsa, you don't reveal your form. You don't show off as Narayana. Hide your extra arms. That indirectly means after you kill Kamsa, you can bring back your extra arms and conch discuss. That is indirectly conveyed here. That's why at 11 years after killing Kamsa, Krishna brought back his extra arms and conch and disc. Paschat Avishkritancha. Ramanuja writes. So, at the time of Avatar, 4 arms. From Avatar till 11 years, 2 arms. From 11 years till 125 years, 4 arms. While Krishna was teaching Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, he had 4 arms. That's why Arjuna says, you return back from 1,000-armed form to 4-armed form. Krishna returned, and then finally he concludes the Adhyaya. He's telling Arjuna, this Vishwarupa, it is not easy to have this darshan of Vishwarupa. Since you have so much of devotion towards me, I showed this to you because bhaktya tu ananyaya shakyaha ahamevam vidorjuna jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. Only by single-minded devotion you can have darshan of this Vishwarupa. Now Arjuna, hope I can conclude. Time is 8:45. People are also ready for Q&A session. So Arjuna, can I conclude with this? Please, you now think on this Vishwarupa. I have shown you a PowerPoint presentation as well. Now visual aid is there. Along with what all I taught, you can correlate both of them. And then you can proceed with Bhakti Yoga. So the first step is Yuddha, Karma Yoga. Start with Karma Yoga. Arjuna said, no, only one question. Please conclude my Q&A session and then proceed for audience Q&A session. Okay, what is your question? Krishna asked. Arjuna said, even after all these audio visual aids, if I do not develop bhakti, what to do? This is our case. We listened to Vishwarupa. We closed our eyes. 5 minutes we felt devotion. Then we are back to mundane life. What can we do? Now Krishna teaches him the ways to develop bhakti, steps to develop bhakti. That's the 12th chapter. What is the name of 12th chapter? Bhakti Yoga. It is the popular name. The appropriate name given by our acharyas is very short adhyaya, 5 minutes adhyaya. Bhakti Aroha Kramaha. Aroha Krama means steps in a ladder. To develop your bhakti, to progress in Bhakti Yoga, you have to climb these steps. What are those steps? Now Krishna answers. The 9th verse of the 12th chapter. Now what is the question? It is very, very relevant question to all of us. We can easily connect with that. I listened to all your glories. I had darshan of Vishwarupam also. Still I don't feel any devotion in my heart. What can I do? Even after all AV aids, audio visual aids. What can you do? 9th verse C. Athachittam samadhatu nashaknoshi mayistiram. Krishna gives a beautiful diagnosis. Arjuna, I have diagnosed your problem. You are unable to fix the mind on that Vishwarupam. Because while experiencing or listening to Vishwarupam, that time we fixed our mind. Beyond that, you are unable to fix the mind on one thing. Because reels. We are always used to skipping. So our mind moves on to next reel. What can we do? Stop watching reels. That's important. More importantly, Abhyasa yogena tato mamichaptum dhananjaya. Just repeat. Think about my attributes repeatedly. Don't stop after listening once. Listen again. If you have darshan of my divine body in temple, have darshan again. Punar darshana prapti rastu. Have darshan again. That repetition alone will fix your mind on me. So the first thing you have to do is repetition. Listen to it again and again. Till your mind focuses and fixes on that point, you keep on repeating. Because one person went to a spiritual speaker, upanyasa. He said, sir, I am listening to your discourse for the past 5 years, but I cannot retain anything in my mind. Whatever you spoke, once the discourse is over, I forget everything. Even if I read my own notes, I cannot understand my own notes. The speaker asked him, he gave him a vessel with a hole. He asked him to bring water in that vessel. He brought water. Vessel had a big hole at its base. What will happen? All water will pour down. He brought water, nothing was there. Again you bring. He went for 10 times. Again he brought water, nothing was present. He asked the speaker, why should I bring water in this pot with a hole? He said, water might not have stayed in that pot, but the pot has become pure. Have you noted that? The pot was full of dirt, now it has become pure. Similarly, whether you retain the contents or not, if you repeatedly listen to Bhagavan and have his darshan, your mind will become pure. If your mind becomes pure, then you can focus on him. This is the first step. Now Arjuna asks, even after so many repetitions, even after listening, having darshan so many times, I am unable to develop devotion. What to do? Now the 10th verse, Krishna gives another step. Abhyasepi asamarthosi matkarma paramo bhava. Arjuna, I understood. You are not able to develop devotion even after repetition. Okay, then you do one thing. Madartham api karmani kurvan siddhim avapsyasi. You do service in my temple because focusing mind is difficult, focusing body is easy. You come to my temple, alaya nirmana, in temple works, udyana karana, you can establish a garden in my temple. We have got SV Temple of North Carolina. You can go to the temple, lot of Kaikariyam services are awaiting. You can go serve the Lord, marjana, you can clean the surfaces of the temple. Abhyukshana, upalepana, you can offer sandal paste, grind sandal paste for the Lord. Pushpaharana, you can offer floral garlands to the Lord. Puja pravartana, you can help in the pujas. Nama Sankirtana, you can perform Nama Sankirtana, chant stotras in the temple. Pradakshina, you can perform circumambulation. Stuti, Namaskaradini, chant stutis, perform Namaskaram. Tani Atyartha Priyatvena Achara. Do with love and devotion. That will ensure that your mind gets fixed on. Arjuna asked Krishna one last question. What is it? Even after doing all these things, if I am unable to develop devotion, what can I do? Krishna said, you have only one way now. 11th verse. Ata etadapi ashaktosi kartum madhyogam ashutaha sarva karma phalatyagam tatah kuru yatatmavan. The only way is do your duty without attachment. Are you going to office every day? Yes. Do your office work without any attachment. Krishna, I wanted to develop devotion. You are asking me to work in office. How can I develop devotion? Arjuna, if you do your duty, that karma yoga, without attachment, your mind will become pure. If your mind becomes pure, you will attain self-realization. If you attain self-realization, you realize that I am the self of the self, soul of the soul. Once you realize that, again you will come back to me. All roads lead to Rome. All roads lead to Krishna only. So even if you go to the self-realization path, ultimately you have to come to me. That's the way to go. So you do your duty without attachment. As your mind matures and purifies, it will automatically come back to me. Arjuna, this is the way. Because a classical question everybody asks, a person is not devoted, but he sincerely performs social service. Will he attain liberation? Krishna has given answer. A person has no devotion, but he performs social service. Will he attain liberation? What is the answer? Not a direct yes. As he performs social service, his mind becomes pure. When his mind becomes pure, automatically devotion blossoms. By that bhakti, he attains mukti. So Arjuna, do your duty without attachment. This is bhakti aroha kramaha. Repetition. If that is not possible, do service with body. If that is also not possible, just execute your karma yoga. Ultimately, you will develop devotion and come to me. Now, the final verse of Bhagavad Gita. Am I right? There are actually 12 chapters. Next 6 chapters are Q&A session. So, the 12th chapter, 20th verse, Krishna concludes Bhagavad Gita. Yetu dharmyamritamidam yathoktam paryupasate shraddhadana matparama bhaktastetiva me priyaha. Arjuna, this bhakti yoga is dharmya. It is very virtuous and beneficial to you. Amritam, it is pleasant. It is very sweet as well. Because beneficial things will not be sweet. Sweet objects will not be beneficial. But this bhakti yoga, it is beneficial because it liberates you from all sins and grants you liberation. At the same time, Amritam, it is so sweet. Because while doing bhakti yoga, while performing bhakti yoga, you will get a glimpse of the experience of Vaikuntha itself. If Vaikuntha is main picture, performance of Bhakti Yoga means like trailer and teaser. It will be a teaser anubhavam of Vaikuntha. So, performance is also blissful. In other cases, performance is difficult. Result is blissful. If you prepare for exam, preparation is difficult. Result is blissful. But in Bhakti Yoga, you just sit in meditation, experience the Lord, that meditation itself is sweet. The result, moksha, is also sweet. So, this is dharmya, Amrita, beneficial as well as pleasant. If you adhere to it, you are the most favorite person to me. Those bhakti yogis will attain liberation. So start with theoretical knowledge of self, do your karma yoga and leave all attachment, and then mature towards your self-realization. With Atma Avalokanam yogic meditation, you visualize the self, realize that God is within that self. You perform incessant, uninterrupted, loving, devotional meditation, bhakti yoga towards Bhagavan. that will take you to liberation. Krishna concludes Bhagavad Gita here. Now Arjuna says, audience Q&A, that will happen. I have got a lot of Q&A in these 12 chapters. What can I do? Krishna said, I will dedicate the next 6 chapters to your Q&A section, which we are going to see tomorrow. Now one important question I will ask and conclude. How many of you think that we can follow these Bhagavad Gita shlokas in our everyday life? Genuine answers. Genuine answers. We can follow. But Arjuna himself is going to ask, this seems very difficult. It seems we cannot follow anything, at least 1 or 2 points we can follow. But it seems very difficult. Why are you teaching this Bhagavad Gita to me? There is a different reason, which will be the climax point for tomorrow. Now I open for Q&A session. Srimad Ramanujau Vande, Gita Tadbhashya Rayanav, Vamshalankrita Hastabjau, Godanatha Sahodharam.
No questions today?
Swami here. Erudite Parayana Matman. What do you think? Elaboration of your Bhagavad Gita is really good. And then one thing I want to ask you. You said that Jivatma is full of knowledge. What is that knowledge that very...
Knowledge itself is a dravya in Visishtadvaita. Knowledge is not abstract. Knowledge is an atomic entity, real entity, object. So Atma, we don't consider it as an abstract entity. We consider it as an atomic entity. Anu matram. தமிழ்ல சொல்லணும்னா ஆத்மா நுண்ணியது. ஆத்மாங்கிறது ஒண்ணுமே இல்லாத அறிவுங்கிறது கிடையாது. ஆத்மா அறிவு அப்படின்னா அறிவு என்பதை ஒரு திரவியம்னு நம்ம ட்ரீட் பண்றோம். அந்த திரவியம்ங்கிறது ஒரு ஆப்ஜெக்ட். அதனால தான் transmigration of soul can be explained. If you don't accept that knowledge Jivatma is a dravya, how can you explain the transmigration of soul or next birth? So there should be a movement. If there is a movement, it is not abstract, it is a concrete entity. But though it is concrete, it is atomic and hence invisible.
Thank you.
Question. Bhagavad Gita is very inspiring. Arjuna should have gotten motivated. Why could this not have been done with Duryodhana?
Oh, okay. Actually, you have to understand the previous stories of who is Arjuna and who is Duryodhana for this. Duryodhana was a demon by name Cary. He was going to take birth on this earth. This is given in Mahabharata, Vanaparva, Goshayatra, Upaparva. You can check. This Cary Asura, going to be born on this earth, he performs tapas towards Lord Shiva. Shiva asked him, what boon do you want? Narayana should not kill me, that's the boon I want. Because we get various type of boons. But Narayana will apply some technique and kill us. So I seek only one boon. Narayana should not kill me. Shiva Brahman called Narayana. This fellow is asking, you should not kill him. Don't worry, you give him boon. I will kill him with Bhima, who is Samsham of Vayu. I won't touch him. Okay. Then another boon. My body should be as strong as diamond, he asked. Okay, given. But the next moment, out of his ego, this Duryodhana, this Cary Asura, he insults Parvati Devi. Parvati gets angry and curses Duryodhana, you will be weak below your waist. So building strong, basement weak. Above your waist, you will be strong as diamond. Below your waist, you will be very weak, very feeble. With the combination of this boon and curse, he is born as Duryodhana. This evil spirit has to be destroyed. You cannot teach Bhagavad Gita to him. At the same time, who are Krishna and Arjuna means, Krishna is the Narayana Rishi of Badrinath. Arjuna is the Nara Rishi, disciple of Badrinath. That Narayana Rishi has taught Nara Rishi Ashtakshara, 8-lettered mantra. He has to explain that 8-lettered mantra in the form of Bhagavad Gita. So the same Guru Narayana Rishi comes as Krishna, the same Sishya Nara Rishi comes as Arjuna, and he elaborates that 8-lettered Narayana mantra in the form of Bhagavad Gita. Now Now you answer, to whom we should teach Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna or Duryodhana?
Adiyan Soman, I like your lectures a lot.
Thank you.
I have one question.
Ah.
So, you know how we were talking about there's three different types of people, wealth-oriented, self-oriented, and God-oriented, and how they all have different mokshas ahead of them. For the common man, right, they're all multiple of these, right? They're all like a combination of these, because some people are, they're all God.
Mostly, sorry to interrupt, mostly common men can be classified as wealth-oriented. Those who seek good marks, those who seek promotion, those who want to buy land, those who want to build property, all come under the same umbrella of wealth seekers. Even people who want to attain Swargam come under the same umbrella of wealth seekers. Now you proceed.
So what if there's a person that like has properties of all three, then where will they end up?
You will have one priority. Though he may see a person who is a God seeker doesn't renounce entire wealth totally. Without wealth he cannot live in this world. You see what kind of long-term goal he has. If he considers that attaining God is my long-term goal, he is God seeker. If he thinks that attaining wealth is his long-term goal, he is wealth seeker. If he thinks that attaining soul is his long-term goal, he is soul seeker. You cannot have 3 or 2 long-term goals at the same time. Your final destination is one. Intermediate goals you can have many.
So it's basically just the final destination.
Final destination. What you want to attain.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Namaskaram, Swami. When you mentioned, as a continuation to the boy's question, like Kaivalyam Solombo, like you mentioned about purity. So is purity not enough to attain mukti? Like
he meditates on the purity of Bhagavan. Purity நம்ம என்ன சொல்றோம்னா பாபங்களால் தீண்டப்படாம சுத்த ஆத்மஸ்வரூபம். Purity more in the sense that not external purity, internal purity. He meditates on purity, irrespective of whether he is pure or impure is a different question. Purity means God is untainted by all worldly things. That aspect he focuses.
okay, will that not help him to attain mukti?
Mukti means you have to ask at least. Your mother anyway will feed you, no doubt. But you should at least inform your mother, I am hungry. At least that word you have to say. Even without uttering the word, mother will not feed you. Likewise, just you have to ask, I want liberation, moksha. Even without that clarity, what is moksha, what is kaivalya, if you don't have that clarity, how can you attain? If you don't know the destination at all, how can you attain that destination? You don't know where is New York City, how can you travel to New York City?
Thank you.
Just petrol will not take you to New York City. You should know the route to New York City also.
Namaskaram, Swamiji. My question is, please we can, somebody tells me I've gone to New York and we are able to go there next time. But whether it is Kaivalyam or Moksha, we are not able to actually, no, there are people
Not
saints,
able to see.
Yeah, saints like Ramanuja, but to laymen like us,
Actually, there are great souls in the same Ramanuja tradition who have experienced all these things. Problem is, we are yet to reach out to those great scholars, great souls and realized souls. Actually, we have to reach out to them. Even my Acharya and Pracharya, they have narrated a lot of such incidents, their anubhavas to me. Moreover, these anubhavas have to be shared one-on-one and not on a public platform. That's why the main logo or motive or whatever it is of Ramanuja is, you should not use magic to bring devotees. You have to use logic. You have to convince them using your arguments and then instill faith. Just imagine, only if you accept after seeing everything, what is the importance of faith then? What is the value of faith then? Faith works only when you believe in something which you have not seen, but you consider, when my Acharya says it is correct, that faith alone gets reward. Shraddhavan labate jnanam. It is there in Bhagavad Gita itself. For that Shraddha only God is going to give you liberation.
Thank you.
Namaskaram, thank you. In 7.14, you mentioned that God says, I created this Maya, I'm creating all these things. Why should He do that?
Why should He do that means there are people who have lot of karma, sins. Those people have to take birth on this earth to experience the result and fruits of those sins. For that, He has to do everything. At the same time, He should show the way within this worldly existence to get rid of those sins as well. So He gives us birth to exhaust your karma. In that birth, we accumulate karma. That's our problem.
So, Swami, my question is slightly related to that. If the karma is karuna sadhana, why does He make us go through all of this suffering?
Your teacher is very compassionate, but when he comes as invigilator to your exam hall, you are writing a wrong answer. Will your teacher correct you in the exam hall? Then your teacher is not a Karuna Sagra. Exam hall is the place for you to apply. He has evaluation place to correct it at the right time. World is an exam. Your life is an exam. God has given you shastras. God has given you knowledge. You have to apply that in this world. If you make a mistake, He will punish you at the right time while evaluating.
Last two questions. One here and come there.
No, sir, Swami. Has Bhagavan provided any additional study guide for practicing Bhakti Yoga in Kali Yuga?
That will be answered tomorrow.
Hello.
Hello.
What are some modern day examples of Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga?
Okay. Modern day example means, again, Jnana Yoga means you have many yoga teachers. They will put a small dot on the wall, focus on that dot, focus on yourself, meditate on yourself, realize yourself. They can be called one form of Jnana Yoga, though not fully Shastric. Since you asked for modern interpretation, I told you. Modern interpretation for Karma Yoga is, if I have to deliver this discourse here, I should dedicate my whole day for this discourse. I should not go for outing, I should not go for sightseeing, I should not engage in gossiping. I should dedicate my day for this, and I should not mind whatever, whether you enjoy or not. I have said the right thing, I have conveyed the message, that's enough for me. This is practical example of Karma Yoga.
Thank you.
Somebody just check here. Do you have a question? Sure. Somebody there had a question.
Namaste Swami, thank you so much again. A quick question between Jivatma and Paramatma. I think yesterday or the day before you said there are 8 qualities that are common between
pure Jivatma and Paramatma, not us and
Paramatma. Right, yeah. Between Jivatma and pure Paramatma, right? What are those qualities that are common and what other qualities can be there that can be different?
Different means Jagat Vyapara Varjam. He alone can run the universe. You and me cannot do that. He is all pervasive. You and me cannot be all pervasive. He assigns all the posts of Brahma, Creator, and every post Lord only assigns. You cannot do that. So everything related to administration of the universe, you cannot do. Common qualities, apagata papma, untainted by karma in pure form. Vijaraha, devoid of disease and aging. Vimrutyuhu, devoid of death. Vishokaha, no sorrow. Vijikatsaha, no hunger. Apipasaha, no thirst. Satya kamaha, endowed with all forms of enjoyment. Satya sankalpaha, accomplish anything by will. It is in 8th, I will give you the place. 8th chapter of Chandogya Upanishad, Dahara Vidya, Apagata Papma, Vijaro, Vimrutyur, Vishoko, Vijikatso, Apipasa, Satya kama, Satya sankalpaha.
Okay, one really last.
Namaskaram, Swami. In this fake world, we see so many reels and all that.
boy Perumal come, how do we recognize him? I'm worried. Maybe he shows up and we don't recognize him.
Acharyas alone have to show. Even if there is no Valmiki, people cannot recognize Rama. If there is no Vyasa, people cannot recognize Krishna. So you always need an Acharya to recognize Bhagavan. No other.
While we're going to allow you to come closer, please be mindful. Today is Ekadashi. Swami is, in Vratam, complete Vratam, and he has spoken for some time. So try to minimize the time you want today with him. And then those who have come yesterday or on the previous days probably should come last in the line if you want. But others who have not met or taken the opportunity to take photo, you can come forward.